Greetings, fans and friends, and welcome to the Edinburgh Fringe. So the Edinburgh Fringe is the world's largest arts festival. It happens every year throughout the whole of the month of August. It's in fact so large that the population of Edinburgh actually doubles in the month of August to 2.5 million people in a city that sort of can't really take that many people in it. And any building or pub or nook or cranny that could possibly become a venue for the month does. So everyone is sort of crammed into a city, trying their best to do their shows, and it's very exciting. So this area of Edinburgh is called the Royal Mile. It's a pedestrianised street, and it's sort of the hub of the Fringe. The Fringe shop and office is here, and this is where all of the performers come out to try and drum up support and drum up audiences for their shows. So they'll be out here giving you flyers and trying to make themselves stand out in a sea of artists. Let's see if these folks will give me a flyer. Hello, thank you very much. Thank you. Hello. Thank you very much. Hello. Thank you very much. Thank you. So Magenta and I have been coming to the Edinburgh Fringe for absolutely donkey's years. So there's a good chance I might actually bump into some people that I know up here. It becomes a sort of strange village of performers. Another fun thing about Edinburgh is that it's on lots of different levels. So you'll look at a map and you'll think, oh, I'll just go left here. And then you'll realise, oh no, can't go left there. That's a very long way down. I like this. So this cafe here, the Elephant House, it's closed at the moment. But in theory, it's supposed to be the place where She Who Must Not Be Named originally sat and wrote the first Wizard Boy books. And across the way from it is a church that is now holding a trans-affirming congregation, which I think is just brilliant. So this is a statue of the famous Edinburgh dog, Greyfriars Bobby. And this here is the flat where Magenta and I stayed in 2019 when we did our show Jekyll vs. Hyde. I missed that flat. It was wonderful. This venue is the Assembly Checkpoint, which is where I did a show with Christina Bianco a few years ago, who you will remember as Anne Bonny in The Ballad of Anne and Mary. Another fun fact, there are so many shows at the Edinburgh Fringe that there's just not enough audience to go around. So people often play to very, very small numbers of people. 3, 4, 5. It's one of those things you just have to sort of get used to if you decide to do an Edinburgh Fringe run. It's certainly character building. And in fact, the average Ed Fringe audience, apparently, is 4 people. Extraordinary. And because there are so many shows all vying for the attention of not very many people, you have to try and make a poster that really stands out from the crowd. And I think this gentleman here has done a fine job. A lot of the venues are actually pop-up temporary buildings. This here is a porter cabin in one of the squares here. This is George Square. This is another festival hub. So the venue that I'm performing in this Fringe is this. It's called the Udderbelly. It's run by a company called Underbelly, and it's called the Udderbelly because it's an enormous upside-down purple cow. This is a very famous Fringe venue. It's been running for a long time now, and it's very much sort of part of the Fringe landscape. One year, they decided that the udders on top, which you can't quite see at the moment, were a bit too rude for some reason. They decided that it was indecent. I don't know whether they had complaints or something. But how they could possibly think that a set of udders could be indecent is beyond me. I mean, it's a cow. Cows have udders. I hate to break it to you. But anyway, the udders have been returned. There's one of them poking up there. So that's a relief for all involved. And this is my show, Masioki Sing the Musicals. The concept is very simple. We are the band, there's a big screen on stage with all the lyrics, it's songs from the shows, and you, the audience, sing the songs. So if you are at the Fringe and you want to come and see me perform, you can come to this. Every day, almost, until the 24th. So this is the Pleasance Courtyard. It's one of the most famous and venerable old Edinburgh Fringe venues, a real hub of the Fringe, and this gives you an indication of how many shows are happening every day just here. So all of these shows are happening in this complex of old university buildings right here. And you can see how close together they all are. I mean, these are different venues, but even so, your turnaround time between each show is unbelievably fast. You've really got to have your wits about you. And there are great penalties if you overrun. So you really don't want to do that. You have to absolutely stick to your hour slot or else. Of course, this is the dream of any Fringe performer. You want to get yourself on the sold out board. If you're on the sold out board, that means your show for the day is sold out, and you don't have to worry about drumming up any more business. So that's a little sort of overview of the vibe of the Edinburgh Fringe. I'll keep making videos throughout the month, and we'll see what happens. We'll see who we meet, and I hope you'll join me on the next one. So burn it out, as they say. How do I turn this off?